In the 16th century, the English astrologer John Dee was Queen Elizabeth's advisor and confidant, who listened to him not only in matters of state but also in personal matters. In addition to being the Queen's astrologer, Dee was a spy for the Admiralty under the alias 007. One of the most cultured men of his time, he practiced astrology with great competence, in addition to dedicating himself to alchemy. At the age of 19 he became a fellow of the Trinity College and a professor of Greek. Passionate about mechanics, he invented a flying beetle for a play by Aristophanes, so realistic that he was accused of witchcraft. King Edward VI was his first patron. When he died, the new queen, Mary, commissioned the horoscope for her and her fiancé, Philip of Spain. But he fell out of favor with the queen, was arrested and had to defend himself before the court on the charge of treason and heresy.
Though astrology was frowned upon by Christianity, over the centuries belief in the power of the stars steadily grew. By the Middle Ages, astrology was part of the curriculum taught at European universities. Rulers often based decisions of state on astrologers' advice. In the 15th and 16th centuries, Europe witnessed an unrivaled flowering of art, science, and exploration. In this period of cultural ferment, astrology flourished. During the Renaissance, there was perhaps no more intriguing figure than Dr. John Dee. He credited astrology with enabling him to foretell the destiny of a queen. Born during the reign of King Henry VIII, Dee was one of the finest mathematicians and scientists of the time. His study of optics laid the groundwork for Galileo's first telescope. The year is 1555. Though Dee is widely known as an astrologer, he is nevertheless surprised when he receives a summons to draw up a horoscope for an unusual client, none other than a member of the royal family, Princess Elizabeth. England is in the throes of a succession struggle, and this youngest daughter of Henry VIII has been placed under house arrest. Queen Mary feels threatened by the young princess, and it is rumored that Elizabeth is scheduled for execution. Fearing for her life, the desperate Elizabeth summons Dee to predict her future. Is she destined for the execution block, or will she survive her ordeal?
John Dee was a remarkable character in 16th century England. He was very learned in many disciplines that might today strike us as an odd combination: mathematics, but also magic; astronomy, but also astrology.
Dee learns the time and date of the imprisoned princess's birth and begins to calculate her chart. To Elizabeth's amazement, Dee reports that instead of execution, she faces a very different fate. According to her astrological chart, she is destined to become queen.
Learning of the prophecy, Elizabeth's rival Queen Mary throws Dee into prison for heresy and treason, sentencing him to be burned at the stake. But the sentence is never carried out. Incredibly, as Dee had predicted, Queen Mary dies suddenly and Elizabeth descends to the throne. In gratitude, Elizabeth appoints John D. England's royal astrologer. He would counsel the Queen on important decisions throughout her reign.
Queen Elizabeth I asked him to pick a propitious day for her coronation, which he did. You might draw the conclusion, in view of how successful her reign was, that he picked the right day.
Was Dee's horoscope an accurate prediction based on the stars, or simply a shrewd political guess? We may never know. But we do know that in the 15th and 16th centuries, astrology was entering a golden age throughout the world.
From 1558, after gaining the Queen's trust and friendship, Dee lived near her palaces in London. He traveled extensively abroad, taking care of state affairs and working for the Queen's Secret Service. In his travels through Europe, he was at the court of Rudolph II of Habsburg. He shared an interest in alchemy and the occult with his friend, assistant, and medium Edward Kelly, who, while he had some genuine psychic ability, was undoubtedly a charlatan. Kelly convinced Dee that the angels had determined for him to share everything, including their respective wives. But the arrangement only lasted a few weeks, when the woman had had enough. Kelly had been contacted by Dee to serve as a clairvoyant or medium for the sum of £50 a year. Although he never received any salary, they stayed together anyway. In their psychic experiments, which began in 1582 and lasted until 1587, they used a crystal ball, now in the possession of the British Museum. These experiments took a strange turn around June 1583, when both believed they had made contact with a number of supernatural entities. One of them would be an elf named Madimi, very sweet, and an impatient angel, who went by the name of Avenue. The angel would have dictated the text of an entirely new system of magic, in a language called Nietzschean. In addition to having long conversations with spirits, John Dee believed he could turn base metal into gold, having discovered the Philosopher's Stone and the elixir of immortality, which did not prevent him from dying in relative poverty and forgotten by the Queen.